Hey, real quick before the story starts, if you like lit reading, I've got something new you might enjoy. It's called New Tales Told, original short stories. Same voice, same vibe. Just search for New Tales Told right here in this podcast app. And just so you're not surprised, there may be some ads before the story. Sorry, we have to pay the bills.
Hi everyone, this is Kareem, the voice of Simon Fairchild from the Magnus Archives. And today I want to talk to you about Boost Mobile. Some things quietly drain you, like an expensive phone bill trapping your money month after month. Here's a quick money tip. Stop paying a carrier tax. When you bring your own phone and switch to Boost Mobile's $25 unlimited forever plan, you can unlock up to $600 in savings. That's money that belongs in your life, not trapped in a phone bill. Reclaim those savings for something you're actually into. An EMF meter, a thermal camera, or whatever strange corner of the universe you're currently exploring. Visit boostmobile.com to unlock your savings and take back control. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers pay $25 per month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan. Boost Mobile January 2026 survey comparing average annual payments of AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile customers to 12 months on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan. For full offer details, visit boostmobile.com.
Hi, I'm Don McDonald. Something shifts. Not violently, not loudly, just enough. A wall won't hold its color. Light comes from the wrong direction. There's a sound beneath the floor. This is The Rips by me. The wall is breathing. Not the way walls settle in old houses. The wall behind the couch is expanding and contracting in slow, deliberate rhythm. And the paint is wrong. It was eggshell. Now it's gray. Not painted gray. Gray like the color has been sucked backward through the plaster into whatever is on the other side. I press my hand flat against it. Warm. Warmer than a wall should be. Warmer than the room. And underneath my palm I can feel the pulse of it. Steady and patient, as if something enormous is leaning against the other side, just breathing, waiting for me to understand. I pull my hand back. My fingers are tingling. The light shifts. Not the way clouds cross the sun. Nothing that gradual. The light in the apartment simply relocates, as though the source has jumped 90 degrees in the time it takes me to blink. Shadows fall from the wrong direction. The kitchen doorway goes dark, and the bedroom, which faces north and never gets direct light, blazes with a low amber glow that smells, actually smells, like summer in a place I've never been. I need to call David. He'll know if there's something on the news. Some kind of atmospheric event, solar flare, something with a name. I reach for the phone on the wall and lift the receiver. No dial tone. I tap the cradle. Once, twice. Nothing. The line is dead. Or whatever is on the other side of it has stopped existing. I set it down because the wall has stopped breathing, and that's worse. Silence. The kind that has weight. Then the sound comes. Low. Subsonic almost. A pressure more than a noise, building in the floor and climbing through my feet into my chest, and I know, the way you know a storm is coming before the sky changes, that the wall is about to open. It does. Not like a door. Not like a window. Like a wound. The plaster splits along a seam that wasn't there, and the gray deepens into black, and beyond the black is a space I cannot map. A corridor or a throat. Something that extends farther than geometry should allow. And the smell that pours through is warm and close and wrong in a way my body understands before my mind does. I don't go through. I'm not stupid. But I can't close it either. There's no mechanism, no switch, no way to zip the wall back up. The opening just exists now, where my living room used to end, and from somewhere deep inside it, I can hear wheels. Small wheels, rolling slowly on hard floor. Getting closer. I back away. I pick up the heaviest thing I can find, a bookend shaped like a lighthouse that David gave me for our anniversary, and I hold it against my chest and wait. It closes on its own. One moment the wound is there, and the next the wall is just a wall. The paint almost eggshell, a shade off, the way a word sounds wrong when you've said it too many times. I sit on the couch with the bookend still in my hand, and I count. This is what I do now. I count the objects in the room. Lamp, couch, table, television, rug, chair, bookshelf, 7. If the number changes, I'll know another one is building. 7. I count again. 7. Okay. David should be home soon. He had that meeting, the one he told me about this morning. Or was it yesterday? The days have been difficult since the rip started, and I can't always pin down the sequence, but I know the facts. David has a meeting. The kids need picking up at 3. There's chicken thawing in cold water in the sink. These are the stakes that hold the tent up. As long as I can recite them, the world has a shape. The light outside the window is wrong. Not rip wrong, just uncertain. Like late afternoon pretending to be morning. I look and there are cars I don't recognize in a flat gray lot, and beyond it a building I've never seen. And I close the curtains because some wrongness is easier to manage if you simply refuse to look at it. I should start dinner. Keep my hands busy. Keep my mind on something with steps. A procedure. Something that goes in order and ends with a result I can predict. Something touches my arm. I spin and there's nothing. No one in the room. But I felt it. Pressure on my left forearm. Fingers. And the skin where they pressed is cold, and I can see the faint white marks of a grip fading back into pink. Something touched me and I didn't see it, and it's still in the room, or it came and went through a rip too small to notice, and either possibility is worse than the other. I don't move for a long time. The subsonic pressure builds again, and this time it takes the door. My front door simply ceases to be a door and becomes an opening into a corridor that stretches in both directions, identical, repeating, lit by a sourceless buzz that makes my teeth ache. The floor is something hard and industrial, something that expects heavy traffic and doesn't care about beauty. And the air is recycled, controlled, the air of a place that has never opened a window. I step through because the alternative is waiting for whatever it is in the corridor to come to me. Doors line both sides. Dozens of them. Identical. I try one after another. Locked, locked, locked. And then one opens, and inside is a room so like mine that I step back to check the number. But it isn't mine. The objects are different. The light is different. And in a chair by the window sits an old man, thin, trembling, staring at nothing. He sees me and something ignites. He lurches forward and grabs my wrist with a strength that doesn't match his body and says, "They changed it again. Did you see? They changed it again. The hallway goes somewhere else now. I tried to tell them, but they don't listen. They never listen." His hand is cold. His grip is frantic. Looking at him is like looking at a version of myself I haven't become yet. I pull free. There's no exit. I walk every corridor. I try the heavy door at the end of the last hallway, and it won't move, sealed from the other side. And beyond the glass I can see a space that looks normal, open, free. And I pound, and nothing happens. I don't make it back to my room. The corridor itself rips. The floor drops out. Not physically. I'm still standing, but the meaning drops out. The substance, the solidity, and what replaces it isn't darkness and isn't emptiness. It's something worse. It's the thing that was always under the floor, under every floor, the default state of everything before someone bothered to put a world on top of it. Every connection to every person I've ever known goes slack. I feel them detach. David first, like a rope being cut, and the place where he was tethered to me goes cold. Not temperature cold, but absence cold, the cold of a socket with nothing plugged into it. Then the children, then my mother, then every friend and neighbor and person who ever registered my face, gone, unclasped, and I am standing in a corridor that has forgotten I exist, and I have forgotten it exists, and there is nothing. Nothing connecting me to anything that has ever been real. I open my mouth. No sound. Not silence. The absence of capacity for sound. I press my hands together and I can feel the pressure, but it means nothing. Skin against skin, matter against matter, with no one inside either hand to register the touch. Time stops. Or it stops mattering, which is worse, because when time doesn't matter, nothing can change. And if nothing can change, this is permanent. Then the fire. It starts in my chest and detonates outward through every nerve in my body simultaneously. Not heat from outside, not flame, but ignition, as if every fiber of me has been converted to a filament and someone has thrown the switch. My spine arches. My hands claw at nothing. I open my mouth to scream and no sound comes out because sound requires air and air requires a world and there is no world. Just me burning, every cell a separate element in a circuit designed to do nothing but conduct pain. It stops. The nothing rushes back. The black. The silence. The total erasure of sensation so complete that the memory of the burning feels like something I invented, something I'd give anything to feel again, because at least it was something. At least it proved I existed. And the nothing is worse. The nothing is always worse. The fire again. The same, every nerve, the same annihilating current ripping through me, and I can't scream, and I can't move, and I can't die, and it lasts exactly as long as it lasts, and then it stops. And the nothing returns, and I'm gasping in a void that has no air and bracing for the next pulse because it comes, it always comes, and I understand that this is the rhythm now. This is the heartbeat of this place. One beat nothing, one beat burning. One beat nothing, one beat burning. A metronome built for suffering, and there is no count, no interval I can measure. No way to predict when the fire will come or how long the nothing will hold because time has no meaning here. And without time, there is no waiting, only the eternal present tense of whichever agony is happening now. It goes on for what might be a minute or a century, and through all of it the suffocating knowledge that no one knows I'm here. No one is coming. No one is counting the minutes because there are no minutes. There is just this, just this, just this. Someone, thousands of years ago, felt exactly this. And when it ended, when the world came back, they tried to describe where they'd been. And the closest thing they knew was fire. So they said fire. They said burning. They said forever. And they were right about all of it except they gave it a reason. A warden, a gate, a sentence. Because the human mind cannot suffer without a reason, cannot metabolize agony that has no author. So they invented one. The truth, that the rip opens where it opens and there is no sorting and no appeal, is the one truth consciousness refuses to carry. It lasts forever. It lasts 5 minutes. There is no difference. And then the ropes reattach, all at once, violently, and I feel every connection slam back into place, and the pain of it is exquisite, like blood returning to a crushed limb. and the corridor is a corridor again, and the floor is a floor, and I'm on my knees gasping, and the tears on my face are warm, which means I have a temperature, which means I am a body, which means I exist. I press my hands together, and I can feel the touch, and I hold on to that sensation with everything I have, because I know now what's on the other side of letting go. My room. I don't remember walking back. The bookend is on the couch. The count is 7. The curtains are closed. Everything is exactly as I left it, which should be reassuring, and isn't, because the void is still underneath it, underneath everything. A trap door that could open anywhere, and the only thing between me and it is the thin fiction of a floor. I sit in the chair by the window, and I pull the curtain open an inch because I need the light, even the wrong light, even the parking lot in the building that shouldn't be there. Anything that has color. Anything that proves the world is still generating appearances, even if the appearances are lies. I catch my reflection in the glass, and just for a moment, just a flash so brief I nearly miss it, the face is not my face. Old. Lined. The eyes are mine, but set deeper, recessed in skin that's lost its hold on the bones beneath. And the hair is white, not blonde. White like paper. I jerk backward and blink, and it's me again. 34 and tired and scared, but me. Residue. The rips leave residue. Stains. I've seen it before. The way the walls hold a wrong color after the rip closes. The way sound bleeds through. The reflection is the same thing. Some other version of me. Some Ellen from a timeline where everything went differently, pressing against the glass from the other side. She looked terrified. I need to get the laundry done before it rains, I say, to no one, to David, to the room. Something brushes my hair. Light, almost tender. I whirl and there's nothing there. But the air where the touch was holds a warmth that has no source, and I can smell something. Soap. Something floral that doesn't belong in my apartment. And just for a moment I hear a voice far away, muffled, as if someone is speaking to me through a wall of water. Ellen? My name, in a stranger's mouth, coming from nowhere. I press myself into the chair and I wait for whatever comes next. The bedroom wall isn't there. Where the door should be is my mother's kitchen. The yellow tile, the window above the sink, the clock shaped like a rooster that lost its minute hand when I was 6. Every detail perfect. Every detail wrong. The light is sourceless, flat. The proportions have shifted. Ceiling too low. The distance from the stove to the table compressed so the room feels like a photograph of itself. The air smells like pot roast, and something underneath the pot roast. Something that isn't food. My mother is at the stove, her back to me, stirring, humming a song I know in my body, not in my mind, and I say, "Mom?" And my voice breaks on it because the absence of her has been so enormous, so long. A cavity in my chest I'd stopped noticing until this moment. She doesn't turn. "Mom, it's Ellen." She stops stirring. Her shoulders change. A tension I recognize. She turns, and the face is not her face. Close. Horrifyingly close. Like someone rebuilt her from a description, got the structure right but missed the animation. The thing that makes a face a person instead of a mask. And behind the almost eyes, something watches me with an attention that isn't love, isn't recognition, isn't anything I have a name for. I stumble backwards and my hands catch the counter, and I look down at them, and they are not my hands. Thin and spotted, veins standing up like cords, and my wedding ring hangs loose on a finger that has shrunk away from it. I scream. Something is consuming me, accelerating me. The rips are eating time itself, and I am being aged, devoured. And when this one closes, I will be less than I was before. The kitchen folds. Not like a building falling, like a thought folding when you lose it. One moment all there, and the next a crease in the air, and then nothing. And I'm standing in my room with my hands in front of my face, and they're mine again, smooth and young and whole. But I can still feel the looseness of the ring. It comes without warning. One breath I'm in the chair, and the next I'm standing in the doorway of the kitchen on Maple Street, and the light is golden. Late August. The kind of light that only exists in the hours between 4 and 6, when summer is ending, but hasn't admitted it yet. And the warmth of it pours over me like water breaking over a stone, and I make a sound I don't have a word for. Not a sob, not a laugh. Something older than either. David is in his chair, reading. The book propped on his knee the way he does. His glasses halfway down his nose. And he hasn't heard me come in because he's gone, the way he goes into whatever world the book has built. The kids are in the backyard. I can hear them. Not words, just the shapeless music of children playing. And it's so specifically right, so exactly the frequency of safety that my knees buckle and I grab the door frame. He looks up. He sees me. He smiles. He knows me. He knows me. And the knowing pours into me and fills every space the fear has carved. This is what was before the rips, before the corridors, before the void. Some soul, thousands of years ago, stood in this exact doorway and felt this exact warmth and couldn't stay. And when they came back, they tried to tell someone. And the words grew, and the simplicity of it was buried under centuries of longing. But it was always just this: a kitchen, a window, a man who knows your name. I don't move. I don't speak. I'm afraid that breathing wrong will break it. I just stand in the doorway and let it hold me, and I think, I'll stay. I'll die here if I have to. I'll die right here in this light. The color drains. Degree by degree. The gold leaching from the light, and David's features soften. Not his expression, but his resolution, like a photograph left in the sun. I lunge forward and grab for him, my fingers closing on the arm of his chair, and it's solid. He's solid. I can feel the fabric, and I say, No, I'm not going back. But the chair dissolves under my fingers. The children's voices thin. David looks at me, and the recognition dims in stages, like watching someone forget you in real time. And I'm clawing at the air where his face was, and the kitchen folds, and the light collapses, and I'm in the chair, in the room, and the parking lot is outside the window, and the fluorescent hum is in the walls, and something is gone. Something enormous, and I can already feel myself losing the details. The book he was reading. Which hand touched the chair? Within minutes, I can't remember what I'm trying to remember, only that something has been taken, and the shape of its absence is the shape of my entire life. They come during the calm. They always come during the calm, when the rips have subsided, and my body has burned through its adrenaline, and I'm sitting in the chair with nothing left to fight with. The door opens. Not a rip. The actual door, with a mechanical sound. A click that implies a code or a key I don't possess. She walks in. Young. She sits in the chair across from me, and her hands are folded in her lap, but they're not still. Her thumbs are working against each other, a small grinding motion she probably doesn't know she's doing. And she watches me the way you watch a bird that's landed nearby. Careful. Still. Aware that any sudden movement will send it flying. "Hi, Ellen," she says, and her voice is different from the others. Unsteady, like speaking my name costs her something. "Do you know what's happening?" I whisper. "Do you know what this place is?" Her eyes fill, just like that. No preamble, Just a sudden gloss of tears, she blinks back with the desperate discipline of someone who's been told not to cry. "I'm here to help," she says, and it sounds like an apology. "Then help me. There's a door at the end of the hall. You must know the code. Please, I just need to get home. David is waiting. My kids." She looks away, breathes through her nose. When she looks back, the tears are gone and something else is there. Something practiced, something she's learning to wear. "You're in a safe place, Ellen." That word, safe. The word that means nothing because they never say safe from what. She stands. She takes a step toward the door and stops. Her hand is on the handle and she doesn't turn it, and I can see the war in her shoulders, the muscles fighting each other, and for 1 second, 1 breath, I believe she's going to help me. Then something settles in her spine. She touches my shoulder. Gently. Briefly. The first touch from any of them that feels involuntary. Human. Real. Then she walks out, and I hear the lock engage behind her. The light goes. Not sunset, not the gentle dimming of a day ending properly. The light simply leaves all at once, as if someone has revoked it, and the darkness that replaces it is not the darkness of night, but the darkness of the void creeping back, pressing against the window like a face against glass. The rips come fast. The walls breathe and split and heal and split again. The corridor appears, disappears. My mother's kitchen flashes like a strobe, and the knot face grins at me from inside it. The buzzing is everywhere, constant, a frequency that lives behind my eyes now, and I can hear the old man screaming somewhere. Not words, just a raw sound of a mind that has hit a wall it cannot climb. My world thickens. My vision goes soft at the edges. Something is moving through me. Not pain, not warmth, just a heaviness that starts where they touched my arm and spreads outward, dampening everything, muffling the terror at its source like a hand closing over a flame. They've put something inside me. Whatever it is, it's not killing me. It's worse. It's making me stop fighting. It's making me comply. The rips slow. The screaming stops. Mine or the old man's. I can't tell which was which. David comes. Not through a door. Not through a rip. He's just there, standing across the room. Young. So young. Wearing the blue shirt from our first anniversary. His hair dark and thick. And he's looking at me with an expression I can't name, and I say his name and reach for him, and he tilts his head like he's trying to place me. Like we've met at a party and he can't quite recall. And then he turns and walks into a wall that opens to receive him and closes behind him, and he's gone. The children appear. Small. Emma in her overalls, and Michael with the gap in his teeth. And they're laughing. And they age in front of me. Years pouring through them like water. And they grow tall and strange, and I don't know them, these adults, these strangers wearing my children's faces. And they turn and walk away, all of them, into lives I cannot follow. The room dissolves, not into corridor or kitchen or void, into everything. Every room I've ever known plays simultaneously, overlapping. The apartment on Pine Street, and the house on Maple, and my mother's kitchen, and the first apartment David and I shared, the one with the bathtub in the kitchen, and they all run together. All the walls and windows and doors, and none of them will hold. And I am standing in the center of my life watching it play and replay, and I can't hold any of it. I can't hold a single piece. I try to remember the stakes that hold the tent up. David, the children, dinner in the sink. But the tent is already gone. I say, please. I don't know to whom. I don't know for what. Just please. Silence. The monitor at the second-floor nurses' station sounds a single flat tone, the flat, continuous note that every nurse on the ward knows and none of them ever get used to. They find her in the chair by the window, in the memory care unit where she has lived for 3 years. Her hands are open in her lap. Her eyes are fixed on something past the glass, past the parking lot, past the low January sky. The tremor that has lived in her body since she arrived is gone. Her face, for the first time any of them can remember, is still. She was 87 years old. Her name was Ellen. Her husband David died 11 years before her. Her children visited when they could, and wept in the parking lot after, and drove home in silence. She fought every kindness they tried to give her. She screamed at night. She begged to go home. She looked at the people who fed her and bathed her and held her hand with the eyes of a woman fighting for her life against enemies only she could see. The nurse who arrives first checks for a pulse she already knows isn't there. She notes the time, 7:47 a.m. She writes it on the chart. And if the pen pauses for a moment between the 7 and the 4, she'll never mention it. The one who brought the tea every morning sets it on the side table anyway. She takes Ellen's hand. It's still warm. She holds it longer than protocol requires because protocol was written by people who measure everything and understand nothing. The young one stands in the doorway and doesn't come in. She is new enough to feel this and too new to know what to do with it. Later, she will sit alone somewhere and cry. Not for Ellen specifically, but for the things she saw on Ellen's face in the chair by the window. The things she will carry for years without ever finding a word for it. The way the fear just stopped, all at once, like a door opening onto a room full of light. The room is quiet. The monitor is silent. The fluorescent light hums its one flat note. On the nightstand, in the photograph, David smiles in his blue shirt, forever young, forever reading, forever looking up. Thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the story. If you enjoy short stories, we've got universes of short story podcasts at shortstoryverses.com or on the Short Story Verses channel at Apple Podcasts. Check them all out, and if you like what you hear, remember, this is a labor of love, so let me know you enjoy them by leaving a 5-star review at Apple Podcasts or a 5-star rating on Spotify. Thanks again for listening. I'm Don McDonald.
Hey, this is Paige DeSorbo from Giggly Squad, and today I want to talk to you about Boost Mobile. Quick question, why are we letting our phone bills bully us? Here's a money tip. Stop paying a carrier tax. When you bring your own phone and switch to Boost Mobile's $25 unlimited forever plan, you can unlock up to $600 in savings. That's real-life money, not money trapped in a pricey phone bill. $600 is a trip, a shopping spree, or paying something off. Your money belongs in your life. You get unlimited data, talk, and text for $25 a month with no contracts and no minimum line requirement. Your phone, your rules. Head to boostmobile.com to switch today and unlock the savings you actually deserve. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience lower speed. Customers pay $25 per month while active on Boost Mobile Unlimited plan. Savings claim based on a January 2026 Boost Mobile survey comparing average annual payments of major carrier customers to 12 months on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan. Visit boostmobile.com for details.
Thanks for listening all the way to the end. You're officially a story finisher, and I appreciate that more than you know. If you're curious what else I'm up to, check out one of my other podcasts, New Tales Told. It's brand new, original short fiction written and narrated by me. Just search New Tales Told in this app. And thanks so much for listening to LitReading, now part of the Short Story Verses channel at shortstoryverses.com.